Squid Game is consistently great across its 9 episodes, but 1 hour stands above the rest. Ganbu isn't the Squid Game episode with the highest kill count. It's not the episode when we finally discover the man behind the deadly competition or its ultimate winner. It is not the most fast-paced or action-driven of the Netflix series' 9 installments, nor is it the bloodiest. Instead, it is a relatively quiet hour that divides its characters into teams of 2, with each pair acting as their own mini-social experiment. If the deadly competition trope is designed to reflect on the inherent goodness or not of humanity, then Squid Game's most articulate answer to the question of what humans will or will not do to survive comes in Ganbu, and it is as nuanced as it is hair-trending. What happens in Ganbu? Ganbu concerns itself with the events of round 4. Before the next mysterious competition begins, the remaining players are asked to pair up, unaware of how the structure might come into play. Once they have chosen partners, they enter a massive room designed to look like a traditional Korean village. Each player is given a bag with 10 marbles and instructed to play a game of their choosing with their partner. After 30 minutes, whoever has won the game and all of their partner's marbles will pass the round and survive. The loser will be eliminated. This is the round when characters we have come to care about start dying. This is also the episode that gives the most time to a round of a competition. Episode 7, VIPs, comes close with its depiction of Round 5's Bridge of Glass, but the narrative focus is split between the competitors and the disgustingly rich men who have come to watch. In Ganbu, there is no such split focus. The players begin choosing their characters around the 4-minute mark, and they enter the playing arena at around the 13-minute mark. This is where they will stay until the end of the episode, which means the viewer experiences round 4 in what is, more or less, real time. Ganbu makes use of every bit of it. Can any of these players hold on to any scrap of their humanity when they have been manipulated into Squid Game? This is the question the deadly competition trope seeks to explore and, sometimes, answer. Squid Game doesn't opt for one definitive answer, but rather a more complicated and nuanced one. Deok-soo vs. Ja Hyung. First, we have our duo with the least surprising thematic outcome, gangster Deok-soo and henchman Ja Hyung. Unlike Sang-woo, these two have rarely pretended to prioritize anything over their own survival and accumulation of power. When Deok-soo betrays Mi Nyo, leaving her to her presumed death again and again, rather than risking his own survival by teaming up with her, it's expected. Past that, there is little artifice to Deok-soo's games with Ja Hyung. Ja Hyung has dropped the act that he will obey Deok-soo's orders without question, but not even Deok-soo is surprised by that. After all, he lives his life without the comfort of human connection, solely trusting in violence and money as security. Why should he expect anything else from his social circle? What's most interesting here is the game stipulation that says Deok-soo cannot use violence to win the marbles. This puts Deok-soo at a disadvantage because violence has always been how he exerts power. While Deok-soo ultimately wins, this is the most unsettled we've seen him up to this point, and a reminder that even violence has its limits when it comes to ensuring survival. Sang-woo vs. Allalean can be a form of subtle violence, and it's one that Sang-woo has demonstrated himself very capable of since the beginning of Squid Game, most notably when he chose to knowingly send his teammates, including childhood friend Gi-hun, to the harder Dalgona challenges in round 2. If you've been paying attention to Sang-woo, then his betrayal of Ali isn't particularly surprising, but it cuts much deeper. That is because, while the viewer may not be shocked that Sang-woo would trick Ali to his death to save himself, Ali is. While this characterization didn't always work for me, I think Ali would be more discerning as a 33-year-old immigrant who has been screwed over before. It works on an emotional and thematic level. Ali is depicted as the most innocent character within the game. He is almost childlike in his portrayal. To see Sang-woo take advantage of that innocence is upsetting. It may be tempting to see Ali as a passive player in this game, but that's not how I view him. Gi-hun vs. Il-nam. While Gi-hun may struggle to play fair against Il-nam when his own survival is at stake, it's all in the context of Gi-hun's first major decision in this episode to take Il-nam as his teammate. When the partner requirement is announced, Gi-hun initially goes to seek a more able-bodied contestant, and he has some good options. However, when someone points out that there is an uneven number of people and makes the assumption that the odd man out will be killed, Gi-hun sacrifices the edge a more physically able teammate might give him in order to make sure Il-nam doesn't die. In this episode, Gi-hun hits peak aspirational relatability. He is the kind of player, the kind of human, we would like to believe ourselves to be. He's relatable in that, when Il-nam's apparent dementia gives him the chance to avoid losing, he takes it. He wants to survive. He's aspirational in that, when faced with entering round 4 in the first place, he chose friendship and compassion over the presumed competitive edge. It's not the first time we've seen him make that decision, and it won't be the last.